Hi everyone, welcome back to Beauty Beyond 40. Today's video is all about DermRays anniversary sale. The entire website is on sale and I have two special offers for this community that I will go over in just a minute. But before we get started, if you are new here, hi, my name's Trina. I'm 50 years old. I make videos mostly about beauty devices. So if you're interested in that topic, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I will leave links to all of this down in the description below. The anniversary sale is on through the end of August, so you have until the end of the month to take advantage of the sale. If at any time you want to shop any of the DermRays devices with the special promo codes I have going, you can head down to the description below. And as always, I have set up chapters in this video so you can skip around if there's a specific section you're most interested in. For example, I'm going to cover today the Revive Skin Rejuvenation Laser and the Laser Hair Removal devices. So if you're interested in one device over the other, you can skip to that section. So if you've been watching my YouTube channel lately, you know that I am obsessed with my DermRays Revive laser. I have been doing all these tests throughout the entire year on my jowls and the rest of my face to figure out what are the best devices to keep in my core device routine for the rest of the year. And the DermRays Revive laser made the cut. And it's in my core routine for two reasons primarily, because it does a good job at tightening up my skin. I am mostly doing maintenance on my face to keep it looking youthful because I'm happy with the way it looks. So you can use a laser like this for maintenance or to smooth out fine lines and wrinkles that you have and tighten up sagging skin. But the other reason I love this laser is because it's doing a really good job at brightening up my pigment. I've had a recent melasma flare, and I have a lot of hyperpigmentation and melasma, mostly on my cheeks. And since I started using this laser regularly, the pigment is brightening up faster than any other device that I have tried. So for my specific skin concerns, this laser is a really good fit. And I will go over more about this laser in a little bit. If you want to buy this laser, you can use my code down in the description to save $140. That's the best discount that I've been able to offer to this community, so that's really exciting. $140 off a single device. If you want to buy two devices, one for you and one for a friend, you can get $300 off, which is basically $150 off each laser. If you want to buy the Revive and one of their laser hair removal devices, you can save $300 using my promo code. I recently made the switch from IPL devices to laser hair removal devices because these are very powerful. These lasers permanently destroy the hair follicle, so I don't have to use them on an ongoing basis because the hair is gone. And it's quite incredible how well these lasers work. I'll get more into these laser hair removal devices in a little bit because I want to focus on the Revive laser first. And I'll give you a brief overview of the features of this laser and how it works. If you want more details or more detailed demos of this laser, I have other videos on my channel that are linked in this playlist that you can watch because I've been using this laser for a while and I have made quite a few YouTube videos. And then I do have an update about the upgraded laser. There were a lot of questions that came through in the comments of my recent YouTube videos, and yes, I do read all of the comments. It might take me a while to get to them, but I do see them all, and I want to address the questions about the sensors on this laser. This laser has 4 sensors on the head, and when you use the old laser, all 4 of the sensors had to be touching your skin before the laser would pulse on your skin. Well, they upgraded it so that only 2 of the sensors had to be covering your skin in order for the laser to pulse. And what that means is it's a lot easier to use on your forehead because the forehead is really thin and bony, and it's really hard to get all 4 sensors against your skin. And so they upgraded it so that only 2 of the sensors have to be touching your skin. And that was a huge improvement, and the laser is a lot easier to use. And I made a video all about that, and then a lot of questions came through because the laser they sent me, this one right here, it's very quiet. Like the beep is very quiet, and it's not very quiet for a lot of other people who ordered the laser, and there's a lot of confusion. People were thinking, oh, I got the old one, I didn't get the new one, the company's being shady, and that's not the case. Actually, I think what happened is the batch that I got just sounds different than other lasers. I sometimes get samples that the brand is working on, and this device came from a batch that sounds different. And I made videos of how it sounds and I sent it to DermRays and I'm like, why does it sound different? And they said, it's the batch. It still works the same. It's the same laser technology. So I didn't know that when I made my video that your laser was going to sound different from mine. Mine is very quiet and yours probably won't be, but the way to test if you have the new laser, this is a really easy way to test. You can put your finger on 2 of the sensors and see if the laser will pulse. So you turn the laser on and hold the laser away from you because you don't want to pulse the laser towards you. You want to make sure you're holding the laser away when you pulse it. And if the laser pulses when I have just 2 of the sensors covered, you know you have the new laser. So that is a surefire way to find out if you have the new laser. If you have the new laser and you're still having issues with your forehead, I suggest doing the rocking method because I do have a little bit of issues in a couple areas on my forehead getting this laser to pulse. And so I push my skin and I rock the laser or like roll it from side to side to get 2 of the sensors to touch my skin for the laser to pulse. So that's what I recommend doing. If you're still having issues, you're still having questions, you can feel free to reach out to customer service. They assured me that they are available to help. And I do apologize for the confusion that came out of that video where I showed how my laser was so much more quiet than all the rest of them, but it does depend on the batch you get, I guess. They are not shipping out any of the old versions, so if you order it, you will get the new one, and now you know how to test to make sure it is the new one. Now that that's out of the way, I want to review what this laser does and why I love it so much. So this laser is so fast and easy to use. It glides across the face and the neck so quickly, except for the 2 areas on my forehead. Once I get through those areas, the entire process is so fast. I can get done with my whole face and the sides of my neck in just around 2 minutes. And it's such a pleasure to use. When I look at my device schedule and I see that it's a day that I'm going to do the Revive laser, it's so fast that I don't mind it, and I've been able to stick to my routine really well, and that really is important to me. And I always say, the best device for you is the device you're actually going to use. And this device I want to use because it's so fast. And even if I'm really tired at the end of the day and I haven't done my Revive laser yet, I know that I can grab it and be done in 2 minutes, which is the same amount of time it takes me to brush my teeth. So I know that I can get it done, and I don't use it every day. So when I have to use it, I get done with it really quickly, and you don't have to use any gel. This laser is a heat-based laser, and it utilizes a 1064 nanometer wavelength to target the dermis while promoting collagen regeneration and reducing melanin. And yes, the laser is safe for all skin tones. This laser does so much. It firms and lifts, it tightens the skin, it reduces wrinkles, it fades spots and acne scars, it smooths texture, it evens skin tone, and it reduces redness. And they do have some clinical studies on the website. I encourage you to click through to the website and read through those. I've covered them in more detail in a lot of my prior DermRays Revive videos. So you can go watch those videos or just click through to look at the results yourself. Data is very important to me, so if you don't have a Revive laser yet, I encourage you to just go look through the numbers and the results and the photos and see if you feel comfortable with the results before you purchase it. This is a heat-based laser and it has 3 levels, and I use it on the highest level, the 3rd level, because I don't have sensitive skin, and also it has a cooling mechanism built in. It's not a portable laser, you do have to plug it in, and because it has that cooling mechanism and it's delivering 10 joules per centimeter squared, it needs to be plugged in, and I don't mind plugging it in because my treatment is done in a couple of minutes, but just wanted to call that out, that it's not the easiest to travel with. I don't travel that much lately, so it's a really good fit for me, and I don't mind plugging it in and looking in the mirror while I'm doing it because it only takes a couple of minutes. So one of the great things about this laser is that there is an upfront period where you use it more frequently, and then you drop down into maintenance mode, which is great because I love a device I don't have to use every single day, and you're supposed to use it 3 to 4 times a week for the first 2 weeks, then 2 to 3 times per week for the next 3 weeks, and then after that, you can drop down to once or twice a month. However, that is the recommended protocol if you have sensitive skin. Because I don't have sensitive skin and I'm dealing with a lot of pigment and hooded eyes, I reached out to DermRays to ask them, can I use it more than twice a month? Because I think I'm going to need to keep up with the results and to see the results that I want. And they said, yes, that's fine. So I created a custom schedule for myself. You don't have to follow my schedule, but because my skin is not sensitive It tolerates the laser really well, and it's working for me. This is what I do. So I use the DermRays Revive laser in maintenance mode 3 times a week. So in my calendar, I have it down on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Monday, I'm using it everywhere on my face, including my pigment, and I'm doing the sides of my neck and my hooded eyes. I do it all over my face, the sides of my neck, and I hit each pigment area on my cheeks here 3 times. So I do my face and then I pulse the laser 3 times on all of my pigment to accelerate those results. And then when I do my hoods, I do 4 pulses. I pull up my hood so I don't pulse the laser anywhere near my eyeball. And I pulse it 1, 2, 3, 4, hold up this hood 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm done. So that's what I do on Mondays. Then on Wednesdays, I use it just on my pigmented areas, just on my melasma and hyperpigmentation. So I hit each area of pigment 3 times on my cheeks, and then I'm done. And then on Fridays, I do it all over my pigment again and my hoods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I pulse it on my pigment, and then I'm done. So I'm doing my hoods twice a week, and I'm doing my pigment 3 times a week, and I'm doing my entire face once a week. So that's what works for me based on what I'm trying to treat, and I think it's going really well. I'm really happy with the results I've been seeing. My pigment is fading, and my skin is looking really rejuvenated and smooth and tight, and I'm just thrilled with this laser. And the reason why I'm doing my hoods twice a week is because the skin here is very stubborn. It's different from the skin on the rest of your face, and if you have hooded eyes, you probably understand what that's like. So I'm treating these twice a week and it's working really well. You can experiment it to see what works best for you, but that's what works for me. And no, you cannot use this Revive laser really close to the inner corners of your eyes. So that is something to be really careful about. And when you are using it on your hoods, you should limit the use of this laser to your orbital bone only. If you want to get really close to the inner corners of your eyes here to treat eye bags and tighten up and brighten up this area, I use the Neura Precision laser. That's what I'm doing here. But I have to use that every single day. But it's quick because I just do 4 pulses, and I'm done. But then for the rest of my eye area, I can use the Revive laser. Now, I get asked a lot about skincare along with this laser. I get asked, can you use tretinoin? Can you use retinol? That's the #1 question I get asked about devices. And yes, I still use my Tret. I still use my retinol, all those products. However, I don't use them on the same day that I'm using the Revive laser. So I'm using this laser Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if I wanted to do my tretinoin or retinol, I would use that on alternate days. So Tuesday, Thursday, or over the weekend. I would wait 24 hours and just not use it on the same days I'm using this laser. And it is also very important to protect your skin from the sun. So I use an SPF 50 tinted mineral sunscreen. On my neck, I'm using an even higher SPF. I have 100 SPF that I like from La Roche-Posay. I have 50s, I have 70s, but I'm using that 100 La Roche-Posay right now. I will link to that in the description. If you're interested to know what sunscreens I use, I'll link to all of that. But you have to be very careful to protect your skin from the sun. I'm doing that anyway, but especially when you're using a heat-based device, you need to protect your skin from the sun. Whenever I'm outside, I'm wearing a hat and sunglasses. You can wear a face shield if you want, but just be really careful and diligent in protecting your skin because it will become more sensitive. I don't want my pigment to flare from being out in the sun, so I'm really careful. I'm not using any actives on the same day that I use my Revive laser, so I'm not using vitamin C. I'm not using any AHAs, glycolic acid, nothing like that. I am using calming skincare like peptides, like ceramides, hyaluronic acid. So I am rotating my skincare based on when I'm using a heat-based laser. I would most likely do that with any heat-based device I'm using. I would use the more active skincare on the days that I'm not using a heat-based device. So that's the protocol that I follow. But again, listen to your skin. If you're using tretinoin and your skin feels really sensitive, even on the off days when you're not using the Revive, maybe use it fewer times per week. I don't have sensitive skin, so I don't have issues like this, but I really encourage you to listen to your skin and be intuitive about it. And if something feels off, just give it a rest. If you have any questions about this laser that I didn't cover, drop them down in the comments below. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the laser hair removal devices. These are awesome. There are 3 different models. There is a model for sensitive skin. There's a model that's the most powerful if you don't have sensitive skin, and there is a model for darker skin tones. There's also a new model I just saw for men. That one is coming soon and you can pre-order it. That one looks awesome. If you want to shop any of the laser hair removal devices, you can get them at $140 off. If you want to buy 2 devices, you can get $300 off. So if you want to shop one for you and one for your partner, one for your husband, for example, you could get $300 off, which takes $150 off each device. So these are all 810 nanometer diode lasers, and laser hair removal is different from IPL because laser is more focused and it targets the hair follicle much better than IPL. IPL is a more broad spectrum of light that doesn't target the hair as well, and what that means is that it doesn't permanently destroy the hair follicle. So the hair will get thinner and it will grow back softer, but you will have to do touch-ups over time. So when I was using IPL, I was focusing on certain areas of my body, and every few weeks, new hairs would grow back and I'd have to do touch-ups. When I started using the DermRays lasers, the hair stopped growing back completely. It's quite incredible. And it works best if you have dark hair against light skin. And if you want to know if your skin tone or your hair color will work with these lasers, they have a color chart on the website. And I highly recommend you go check that out before you buy it to make sure it's going to work for you. It's completely gotten rid of all of the underarm hair that was growing back. I had a few hairs that kept growing back in my underarms. They're completely gone. I had some hairs on my knees that were a little bit darker that kept coming back. It's gone. And I've been able to target a lot of my bikini hair that's gone. And yes, you can do full Brazilian. It gets rid of all of that. And now what I'm left with is some fine blonde hair on my legs that I can't get rid of with this laser. And it's really, really light and thin and fine, so I just shave it from time to time, but it's so much better than it was before. You can also do your face. So if you have like sideburns or thick hair coming in from perimenopause or menopause, if you have chin hairs, you can target that with this laser. I'm really pleased with the results. You can do your whole body. You can do your arms, your back, your legs, your bikini, your feet, like anywhere you have hair, and you can get done so fast, like 10 or 15 minutes you can get done with your whole body because these lasers, they just work so fast and they just work so well. These laser hair removal devices have 6 levels that you can adjust based on your comfort level. I use them on the highest level, on level 6, even on my face, because there is a built-in cooling mechanism. And again, I don't have sensitive skin. I have had no problems using these lasers. They do not hurt. It does not hurt my bikini. It does not hurt my Brazilian area. It does not hurt my face. I just find them very comfortable to use. But again, if you have sensitive skin, you can get the laser for sensitive skin and you can use it on a lower heat setting. So there's just really unmatched flexibility and power amongst these lasers. It is important to note that this Revive laser is a skin rejuvenation laser. It does not remove hair. And this laser hair removal device and all of the laser hair removal devices target the hair, not the skin. So I get asked that a lot, like if I'm doing hair removal, will it rejuvenate my skin? I didn't see it rejuvenating my skin at all, it just treated the hair. So that's why it could be a good idea to get both, because this is gonna do the skin rejuvenation and this is gonna remove the hair. So it's a good combo. Especially because now they have 4 different models that you can choose from based on your skin type, your skin tone, and how thick your hair is. They just have a lot of options. All of the DermRays lasers are FDA cleared. They come with a 2-year warranty and a 90-day money-back guarantee. They ship globally, which is great because this community is very global. And you can find more information on the website when you're shopping online. I always recommend you go to the website, read all the fine print, read all the details to make sure these lasers are going to be a good fit for you, so there are no surprises when you receive them and start using them. And again, I do have many videos on my channel about the DermRays laser hair removal devices that are included in this playlist. So you can go back and watch those if you want to see more information or more demo footage. And if you have any questions about these lasers, drop them in the comments below and I will do my best to help you out. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share with a friend, and make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!